The sleek glass doors of Pinnacle Tech Solutions slid open with a whisper, revealing the pristine lobby of Seattle's most prestigious technology consulting firm. Dr. Amara Patel adjusted her modest blazer and stepped inside, her worn laptop bag contrasting sharply with the marble floors and designer furniture that screamed corporate success. The receptionist, a young man with perfectly styled hair and an expensive watch, looked up from his screen. His smile was practiced but cold as he took in Amara's appearance, the simple clothing, the practical shoes, the lack of obvious wealth markers that typically adorned the firm's usual clientele. "Can I help you?" he asked, his tone suggesting he doubted she belonged there. "I'm here for the quarterly innovation showcase," Amara replied calmly, pulling out her phone to check the invitation she'd received. The receptionist's eyes narrowed slightly. "Are you sure you have the right building? This is an exclusive event for our premium clients and investors." Before Amara could respond, the elevator chimed, and out stepped Miranda Ashford, the city's most notorious venture capitalist. Her platinum blonde hair was swept into a perfect chignon, her designer suit cost more than most people's cars, and her presence commanded attention from everyone in the lobby. Miranda's piercing blue eyes immediately locked onto the tablet computer Amara held, the latest prototype that hadn't been released to the public yet. It was the device everyone in the tech world was buzzing about, and only a select few had access to it. "Excuse me," Miranda said, her voice dripping with entitlement as she approached Amara. "I believe there's been a mistake. That device you're holding, it's not available to the general public." Amara looked up, maintaining her composure. "I'm aware of what I'm holding, thank you." Miranda's laugh was sharp and condescending. "I seriously doubt that. Do you have any idea how exclusive this event is? How much money the people here represent?" She gestured around the lobby at the gathering crowd of executives and investors. "I don't think you quite understand the caliber of company you're attempting to keep." The lobby had grown quiet, conversations dying as people turned to watch the confrontation. Several executives pulled out their phones, sensing drama brewing. "Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at one of the public seminars they hold downtown," Miranda continued, her voice growing louder. "This gathering is for serious investors and industry leaders, not everyone." Amara's grip tightened slightly on her tablet, but her expression remained neutral. "I see. And what exactly makes you think I don't belong here?" "Well, for starters," Miranda's eyes swept over Amara's appearance dismissively, "this is a networking event for people who move markets, not attend them. The minimum investment for our clients starts at 7 figures. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Some looked uncomfortable, others seemed eager to see how this would unfold. The receptionist had gone pale, suddenly realizing he might have made a terrible mistake. "I understand," Amara said quietly. "Tell me, Miss Ashford." "Miranda Ashford of Ashford Ventures. Perhaps you've heard of us?" The name was dropped like a gauntlet, meant to intimidate. "Ah yes, Ashford Ventures. The firm that's been trying to acquire smaller tech companies for below market value." Amara's voice remained steady, but there was something new in her tone that made several people in the crowd exchange glances. Miranda's face flushed red. "How dare you? Do you have any idea who you're speaking to? I could have you removed from this building with a single phone call." "That won't be necessary," came a voice from across the lobby. A young woman in a sharp business suit hurried over, her face a mask of professional panic. "Dr. Patel. I'm so sorry, I was handling the final preparations upstairs and didn't realize you'd arrived." The lobby fell completely silent. "Dr. Patel?" Miranda's voice cracked slightly. "Yes," the woman continued, oblivious to the tension. "Everyone's been waiting to hear about the new AI integration platform you've developed. The board is particularly excited about your presentation." Miranda's perfectly applied makeup couldn't hide the color draining from her face. "Dr. Patel, as in Dr. Amara Patel? The founder and CEO of Pinnacle Tech Solutions?" Amara smiled for the first time since entering the building. "The very same. Though I prefer to think of myself as someone who moves markets rather than simply attending them." The crowd erupted in whispers. Phone cameras were now openly recording as Miranda stood frozen, still clutching her designer handbag like a shield. I didn't realize." Miranda stammered. "No, you didn't," Amara agreed. "But that's not really the issue, is it? The issue is what you assumed based on appearances alone." The young associate who had approached looked between them nervously. "Dr. Patel, should I escort you upstairs? The presentation is scheduled to begin in 15 minutes. "In a moment," Amara replied, her attention still focused on Miranda. "Ms. Ashford, I'm curious. Your firm has made several acquisition attempts on smaller tech companies in the past year. Companies founded by entrepreneurs who look remarkably similar to me." Miranda's mouth opened and closed soundlessly. "I've been tracking these patterns for months," Amara continued. Lowball offers, aggressive tactics, spreading rumors about instability. It's interesting how consistently these tactics are applied to companies led by women of color. The crowd pressed closer, sensing this was bigger than a simple case of mistaken identity. That's not. Miranda tried to protest, but her usual confidence had evaporated. Amara pulled out her tablet and tapped the screen. I have the documentation right here. 17 companies in the past 2 years. All led by underrepresented founders. All targeted with the same playbook. This is ridiculous, Miranda finally managed to say, though her voice lacked conviction. You can't prove any connection. Actually, I can. Amara's smile was razor-sharp now. Because 3 of those companies were subsidiaries I created specifically to test my theory about discriminatory acquisition practices. Shell companies with legitimate products but minority leadership. The revelation hit the crowd like a shockwave. Phones were raised higher, live streams were starting, and the whispers became a low roar. You entrapped me? Miranda's voice was barely a whisper. I documented a pattern of discrimination, Amara corrected. The same discrimination you just displayed publicly in my own building. Security guards had appeared at the edges of the lobby, not to remove Amara as Miranda might have expected, but to manage the growing crowd of onlookers. Miranda looked around desperately, realizing that dozens of industry leaders, potential clients, and media representatives had witnessed her behavior. Her reputation, built over years of networking and deal-making, was crumbling in real time. I think, Amara said, adjusting her laptop bag, this would be an excellent teaching moment for everyone present. Shall we head upstairs? I believe my presentation on ethical business practices and unconscious bias in venture capital will be particularly relevant today. As they moved toward the elevators, Miranda remained frozen in the lobby, surrounded by the wreckage of her assumptions and the judgmental stares of her peers. The presentation that followed would be talked about for years in tech circles, not just for its innovative content, but for the real-world demonstration of bias that had preceded it. Amara used the incident as a launching pad to discuss systemic discrimination in the industry, the importance of diverse leadership, and the responsibility of established players to create inclusive environments. Within hours, clips from the lobby confrontation had gone viral. #Tech accountability began trending as other founders shared their own stories of discrimination and unfair treatment from venture capital firms. Miranda Ashford's firm faced immediate backlash. 3 major clients pulled their investments, 2 portfolio companies requested new representation, and the firm's partners called an emergency meeting to discuss damage control. But for Amara Patel, standing at the podium in her own conference room, addressing a crowd that now hung on her every word, the incident represented something more important than personal vindication. It was a moment of reckoning for an industry that had too long operated on assumptions and old networks rather than merit and innovation. As she concluded her presentation to thunderous applause, Amara reflected on how a simple case of mistaken identity had become a catalyst for change. Sometimes the most powerful lessons came not from what you planned to teach, but from what others revealed about themselves when they thought no one important was watching. The tech world would be different after today, not because of any groundbreaking algorithm or revolutionary product, but because one woman had transformed a moment of humiliation into an opportunity for industry-wide reflection and reform.